So my next guest is a sponsor, Sports Enthusiast, has had me to Crooked Stick for amazing meals. I really appreciate that. So Thad Miller, share with us, 30 seconds, day in the life of Thad. Who you talking to? What are you helping people do? What big decision are you helping them make?
Sure. I mean, we work with dentists at all stages of their career. Our clients are essentially the sellers of a dental practice. We're in all 50 states. I've got 60 people that do this around the country. And we're a bit unique because we have four unique things about our business. We have excellent technology through our website where you can connect with opportunities. We have third-party business valuation. So when we sell a practice, we actually have a third-party valuation applied to it. We've got deep relationships in our market. All of our transition professionals are in the market that they work, and we use a process to walk a seller through that. So if a buyer is ready to enter that process, we can connect with them, or if a seller needs to start a process, we can help them.
I love that, Thad. You guys are a team that is helping dentists succeed, and it's not the right ball, but you're like the Super Bowl champion Eagles who dominated the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. And I'm not going to bring up the Colts game this week or this
I
time.
know.
Not going to
Tough
bring it up right
loss.
now.
Tough
But I like
loss.
Daniel Jones. So kind of walk us through these points. Like, you've owned a dental practice. I own a dental practice, and one day I'm going to want to sell it. So talk to us about this not having a vision for what is next. What does that mean to you?
I think it's critical to think about what you would do after being a dentist if you're considering selling. And Stephen Covey says, begin with an end in mind. I think you have to look at that as a business owner, as a dentist or any business owner. That is critical. And because if that is your life and you sell your practice, in your mind, your life is over. And we don't want that. We want the seller to have a vision of what's after the sale, if that's working part-time in the practice or if that's moving to Hilton Head or whatever it may be. It just helps in the process because then we can really get into finding a younger version of them for the practice.
I think it's great. Our dental school, I remember this, our dental school commencement speech was Richard Collier, who I will never forget. He said, dentists don't go up on ladders. You don't have to go up on ladders. Hire someone to go up on a ladder. I remember that. And he said, I work with dentists and they need to answer yes to sell their practice. Do they have enough money? And do they have something else to do? Do they have enough money? And do they have something else to do? So I think that's great. Now, talk about not investing in the machine. You're a dental practice owner. Maybe you're going to sell 10 years from now. What should you be thinking about now with investing in the machine?
Yeah, I mean, what's unique about the dental profession is you are if you looked at it like a manufacturing plant, you're on the line, okay, you're doing the work. You're also the boss. You're the head of HR, and you're also the marketing department, visioning how this looks like. Okay, so it is like a machine, and I think it's critical that we always, when we're giving advice, 5 to 10 years from selling, you got to look at this through the buyer's eyes.
Yeah.
And if you've got a great practice, even if it's profitable and you've got great teams and things like that, not unlike when you sell your house, you don't want to sell your house with dead trees in the front yard or bushes that are all scraggly. Look at your practice that way. Walk through the front door. I mean, I have plenty of dentists that haven't walked through the front door of their dental practice in years because they've got the back door right where they park. They go in, they go to their office, they start seeing patients, and they leave at the end of the day. They don't walk through the front area where there's old magazines and shag carpet, and it just doesn't present for somebody that would be a new patient coming to the practice.
I love that. Dad, you used this joke. I want to give credit to Sebastian Maniscalco, but if you're finding, because he said, when I go to visit people, I never want to stay at their home because you have to stay in the guest bedroom and then you have to get a tutorial on how that works. Like hot is cold, cold is hot, the air conditioner doesn't shut off. And I think that's a great example about how in practices, we get used to kicking a delivery unit to make it start, or this thing doesn't look so good, but it's no big deal. But as someone who's done what you've done, it's so key that you invest in not only how the practice looks, but how it runs as if you were that buyer. Well,
Exactly.
Last thing I want to ask you before we move to our next guest and have you back at the end is, what does not keeping the stability in the practice mean?
I think, we're in a world where, there are, hygienists leaving for an extra dollar an hour, and and demands and staffing is just different. There's so many different opportunities. People are like, I'd love to work remote. I don't want to be in a dental practice, working 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday. So I think it's critical to invest in your team to keep it as stable as possible. And if you lose somebody, get aggressive on rehiring someone. And I know that it seems, I have a staff, we've got plenty of people that work with DDSmatch, but I think it's important to keep things stable. You don't want at the peak of your career, when you're starting to get a little burnout or you're ready to sell, it's important not to take that extra day off. If you've got Fridays off and you're like, well, I'll just take Wednesday off, I think I can do the same amount in those 3 days. That's really the beginning of the end. And when practices start to fall in revenue, their value goes down dramatically. So we like to have people retire on top if we can. And even if they want to take a half day or whatever, you may have to make some adjustments on your expenses to make sure that your net is the same. Stability is critical when it comes to time of sale.
Love that, Dad. Well, thanks for sharing all these gems. People
Absolutely.
can text the word sell to 215-543-6454. We'll get you connected with DDSmatch to have a complimentary conversation. You guys are some of the best in the business. Love your group.